Anyway, I'm actually about to say something that's probably going to end up being a very unpopular opinion. So, do hear me out completely before you say anything else. When I'm editing, I'll try to make sure that I don't edit this to take out this part. Or to separate it, but... You'll bury me, huh? Where are you? Okay, so... anyone who's ever played Skyrim, or, well, hell, any of the Elder Scrolls games, knows that leveling up in these games isn't like leveling up in most RPGs. Instead of leveling up and then getting stronger, you get stronger, which allows you to level up. And I know that's a very minor difference, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because, honestly, I think with the next Elder Scrolls game, they should actually separate that. Now, that's not to say I want them to get rid of the leveling up your stats by using them mechanic. Just separate that from actual leveling up. So, to kind of preference this a little bit, I know all of this, right? Okay. Let's take a comparison and look at Fallout 4 and Skyrim. Right? So, in Skyrim and all the Elder Scrolls games, you end up having this... you perform an action, and you level up the stat that the action is based around, and leveling that up 10 times. She looks so sad. Well, she resisted. It didn't say she couldn't be. I'm probably wasting my time here, but... anyway, as I was saying... in Skyrim, leveling up 10 of your abilities will grant you... oh, then screw you. I tried to bring you back from the dead so we could have fun. And you resisted it. You're a mean lady. So let's use archery. Just as like a basic, right? So, let's say we're a level 1, we have level 1 in archery, and in order to get to level 2, we need to hit, or we need to arch something 5 times. Right? And then to get from 2 to 3, we have to do 6 times, then 7 times, then 8 times. Right? In order to level up, we'd actually have to get to we'd have to hit something 95 times. Which, I mean, when normally I'm one-shotting things, like, that sounds like a lot, but if we were to say, if I was to say go fight like a giant or something, I could pelt 100 arrows into it and it wouldn't lower its health even a little bit, because of the way giants work. They regenerate health. So, yeah. At the same time, if we compare this to pretty much any other RPG, obviously you're not going to level up from killing one wolf. However, killing 20 wolves might get you from level 1 to 2. So just kind of... That's not the best example I can think of, or it's not the best example in the world, but it's kind of the best one I can think of at the moment. Seriously? So, ignoring all bonuses and whatnot, in, like, Dungeons and Dragons, one player going against 20 wolves will probably end up at level 2. Actually, they'd probably end up at level 2 at around 12 wolves, I think. I'm trying to remember. I think level 2 is about 250 experience, in, like, if we use 5th edition, just because it's the most recent. So in 5th edition, I believe level 2 is at 250 experience, maybe 400. I'm pretty sure it's 250, though. And then a wolf is worth about 10 to 20, 10 to 25 experience points, depending on the wolf, outside of going into, like, well, bigger wolves, obviously. Yeah, we need to level up real quick. We are improving our magic, aren't we? I think I'm going to take health, though. Kind of get them all three up to 150. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, so taking on about 10 wolves, and then I believe in, like, in 5th edition, you kind of get some, like, multipliers slightly when the creatures are big enough. Like when you, like, one guy against a pack of 6 to 7 wolves, that guy's getting a bonus. But trying not to get off topic. Focus on what we're saying. We don't want to rant. Continuing on, you have Fallout. And Fallout works much more like traditional RPGs. Well, yeah, using that exact same thing. So, okay, if I shoot, like, level 1 archer, I'm probably not actually doing a lot of archery damage. So, like, a mud crab could take me 3 or 4, maybe even more, rounds to take out. I kind of thought that big one was a mud crab. Seriously? Okay. We're done. What do I got? 2 daggers? Is that... Do I not have swords? Still short, just 1 now. Who wants to get stabbed by a Bosmer who has horrible aim? So, continuing. In Fallout, as you level up, you increase everything you do. I really need to kind of pay attention, don't I? So, killing... Let's just go back to wolves, because it's a pretty good example. Oh yeah, killing a wolf will give you experience points. And let's say in order to get from level 1 to level 2, you have to get 100 experience points. So, we'll say that the wolf is worth 10 experience, so killing 10 wolves grants you level 1. It's pretty basic, it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. And as I already stated with, like, Dungeons & Dragons, 10 wolves equaling a level is a pretty reasonable assumption. If not actually slightly robbing the player. Just for the first level, at least. I mean, obviously, more levels are going to require more. But that's sidetracking everything. Is that alive? Yep, that one's alive. So, currently, the way that everything's run in the Fallout series, for example, every time you kill something or accomplish a mission, you get experience points. Where in Skyrim, every time you do something, you end up getting skill experience points, and every 10 skill point, or every time you level up 10 skills, you end up getting a level. Now, this means that most missions aren't actually going to give you any, like, other than the magical rewards and the cash money and the opportunity to do things during the mission, most missions aren't going to directly affect your level progress. So, if, for example, you were to... Well, this is a computer, so let's just say you use console cheats. That's weird. But yeah, so this is a computer. Let's say you just kind of hacked in and decided to use some console commands, and you completed every single mission in Skyrim. All of the DLCs, all of the everythings. Is there a dragon or something? What is showing up red? Oh, slaughterfish. I know slaughterfish in Skyrim aren't nearly as bad as they were in other games, but still, fuck slaughterfish. Really, lady? Okay, that slaughterfish just jumped out into, or like onto that rock after me. Is that something slaughterfish do in Skyrim? Or was that just a bug because I was standing on a rock near them? Also, where the hell did my fire bitch go? It's so hard to rip help from the underworld. Actually, I believe there's a book. I can't remember which Elder Scrolls game it's in. There's a book that actually is about Daedric Lord being summoned, and he's like, yeah, so I was summoned, and this guy would like be trying to sneak around, and I'd start screaming for help and stuff, and like making taunts towards the people so I could try to get him caught and get killed. It was amusing. Like, it's one of those like meta stupid jokes, but it was amusing.